Today, we're talking about controlling the controllables. I'm going to give you a simple tool to get into your flow state and abundance, and you're not going to believe how simple it is because when you do this, literally miracles can open up and occur for you. And we're also going to talk about heart healing and a very special event coming up on July 20th. So let's get started. Welcome back to the Intuitive Mentor Mom podcast, where we explore strategies for practicing more self-love, gratitude, and finding new ways to empower ourselves in this ever-changing healing adventure of life happening for us. I'm your host, Tara Michelle. Let's get started. Welcome back to the Intuitive Mentor Mom podcast, the podcast where we talk about how life is happening for us, not to us, and who are we going to be in the matter, sprinkled with some intuitive insight and more. So in the last episode, episode 30, I brought up the concept of controlling the controllables. And the context in which I was speaking about this was from the context of lack, the context of survival. That episode was about grass being greener. You know, the grass is always greener. Well, it's only green because somebody's over there watering it. And if you're not watering yours, it's not going to be green. So I was talking about controlling the controllables. Today, I want to share with you a powerful tool that I actually forgot that I used to use all the time. And it's a really simple tool. I mean, when I say simple, it's so simple. And it's so simple that when you do it and you get into the flow of it, you will literally see things around your life shift. Okay? Before I do that, though, I do want to share with you about an online event. And I'm excited because I'm going to be hosting an online event through Eventbrite. I'm really excited. This is a 90-minute workshop. It's a group session. It's limited to 20 people, and it's a heart healing and rewiring session. And I'm really excited about this. So, in episode 22 is where I was sharing about the downloads that I had gotten over the holiday and, the brain reflecting the world outside, but the heart being the seed and the root of the brain. So the world outside of you, let's go back to this, is purely a reflection of your mind. Okay. Your mind reflects the state of your heart. And the heart is the root and the seed of your mind. Okay. Are you getting all that? And I ask if you're getting all that because it's this thing that I see. I see it all the time now, and it resonates for me, and it makes so much sense because your world outside of your world is a reflection of the thoughts in your mind. Okay. So imagine your mind is this lush garden. It is teeming with vibrant life and potential. Your mind is, okay? And what if you could cultivate it to reflect the deep desires of your heart? So, as we explore this transformative analogy that came through over the holidays for myself, it was like this complete download from December to February. It was really kind of cool. But as we explore this transformative analogy, we'll uncover neglected areas of our mental landscape, and how, a lot of that can wither. It can wither like untended plants. And in this session, I'm going to help you discover simple daily practices that nurture a mind brimming with freedom, fun, and bliss. Who doesn't want that, right? Who doesn't want that? So, if we want to heal our mind, we must start by healing our hearts. I talk a lot about that, and I've talked a lot about it in the last several episodes. Like, really, your heart is the root and the seed. It is everything because the heart has memory, it has thought, it has all those things. And so our hearts are the hard drives of our soul and our mind. Well, I should say not even of the soul, just more of the physical beingness here. Our hearts hold memory, they hold emotions, they hold thoughts and trauma. And believe it or not, studies have shown that the heart communicates more to the brain than the brain that does to the heart. So the heart is driving, right? In this online event, and it's going to be transformative. But it's a heart healing session, and I utilize the power of the body regeneration method along with my ability to be able to read and manipulate energy. And we'll also be tuning into guided downloads that are specific and designed and tailored for the group of us that will be on that call that day. We'll remove blocks. We're going to unearth and collapse out traumas. We'll remove old patterns. We're also going to focus on removing out old familial blueprints, as well as past life trauma. And all of this of which no longer serves you, we're going to remove that out in that 90 minutes. And we're going to basically create this clean slate, right? So in that collective experience, what we will be doing is we'll open up with a guided meditation. And so we'll do some work through that where I will actually take us all on a beautiful heart adventure and journey. And we'll also have opportunities to ask questions for people to share. We'll also close out the session with a card reading, and I'll align everybody and rewire the entire group. So we'll just kind of clean it up, zip it up, and then move us all out back into our lives. And so I'm really looking forward to this time together because we'll have this opportunity to heal, to grow, to rewire our hearts. And in this session, I want everyone to know that it is going to be a safe space for emotional exploration because it could be very it's a vulnerable space, right? When you're working on heart healing and traumas and and things of that nature. And it really is a self-discovery. So I want to support those of you who are ready to join me in this experience. It's going to be an awesome opportunity, and I don't want you to miss out. We are going to nurture and heal our hearts that day because, who doesn't want to have the life they desire, right? And it is really true, like your world outside of you, the people that show up in your life, the jobs that show up, the relationships that show up, they are all happening for you because they are a reflection of where you are. And and it's about healing and really creating what's possible for you. So don't miss the opportunity. I am going to have all of the information in the show notes below. It is on July 20th at 4:30 Central Standard Time. That's US time. And it is, there will be a Zoom link that will be sent to you. And it is 90 minutes on July 20th at 4:30 Central Standard Time. So please check out the show notes below. Join us, come play with us, come play with me in this opportunity of being in the energy and the juiciness of all of it. And we are going to clean and clear out some stuck energy in the hearts and really reboost us into something new of what's possible. So now I want to get back to sharing that amazing tool, the simplest tool. Like it's so simple. You're gonna be like, that's it, Tara. That's all. That's it. I'm gonna say, that's it. That's it. You want to get into flow state and abundance. This is it. So controlling your controllables. I talked about that in the last episode, as I mentioned, and that was episode 30. And it really, I put my money, or what is it? I put my money where my mouth is. Yeah, I did that this last few weeks. I was like, okay, yeah, that's a good reminder. That's a good tip and tool, Tara. Controlling the controllables. Thank you, Kindy Malott. It reminded me of something I used to do that I forgot that I used to do, and I stopped doing it at some point. I don't know when, but it went out of integrity for me. Okay. Everything did. So when we look at controlling the controllables, it's about creating an integrity list. Okay. And first, you're going to say, what? An integrity list? Come on. What are you talking about? An integrity list? Yes, an integrity list. And I want to actually read the definition of integrity. Okay. I have it right here. The definition of integrity, the quality, okay, it's a noun, but the first definition, the quality of being honest and having strong moral principles, moral uprightness. Okay. Definition two, the state of being whole and undivided. Now, I also want to read the Wikipedia of integrity. And I love this. Whoa, there it is. Integrity is the quality of being honest and having a consistent and uncompromising adherence to strong moral and ethical principles and values. In ethics, integrity is regarded as the honesty and truthfulness of earnest of one's actions. Okay, one's actions. Integrity can stand in opposition to hypocrisy. It regards internal consistency as a virtue and suggests that people who hold apparently conflicting values should account for their discrepancies or alter those values. Okay, so that's the Wikipedia understanding of integrity. But I love this. The word integrity evolved from the Latin adjective integer, meaning whole or complete. In this context, integrity is the inner sense of wholeness, deriving from qualities such as honesty and consistency of character. So, okay, words that I keep hearing for myself, I don't know about y'all, but for myself, consistency, character, wholeness. Those are the words that keep coming up. Something I used to do years ago that I learned when I took, oh my gosh, I took an insane amount of programs and courses through Landmark Education, some of the best work I've ever done, and went through the whole experience and journey of healing or restoring myself in various ways through their work. And it was a journey, um, that's probably a conversation for another show, but it was a journey and it was amazing. And I learned a lot about myself and I learned a lot of great things about myself. I learned a lot of bad things about myself. And I learned how to really repair myself from the mind perspective. Okay. It's very ontological in that sense. It's very much in the mind, less in the heart, but more in the mind. But I think it's still a very important tool in technology for sure. So, one of the powerful tools that they taught me back then was an integrity list. And an integrity list was, because I took their leadership program because I used to lead and I used to lead their seminars, their introduction seminars. And one of the things while I was in that course that I learned is an integrity list. Like, where are you out of integrity in your life? What that meant is, where have you said you were going to do things that you didn't get done? Like, oh, balance the checkbook. Can we talk about that again? Budgeting. Like, I think I talked about that last episode. Balancing the checkbook and budgeting. Okay. But remember back in the day when you actually wrote checks? I still write checks. And it's funny because my ex-boyfriend, we haven't been together in like 4 years, but he laughed at me one time. He's like, you still have checks? I was like, hell yeah, I still have checks. Like, I love my checks. I'm not getting rid of checks until they get rid of checks. But, balancing that checkbook, balancing the budget. Who are the phone calls of the people in your mind that you said, "Oh, I'm going to call this person," and never got around to it? What about that closet that you've been meaning to clean? What about the car that you keep saying you're going to take to the car wash and you just haven't done it yet? What about, that key that you said you were going to make for your friend so that they could have a key to the house that you still haven't made yet, or you haven't gotten around to it? Or I don't know, like, what are the things, right? And back when I was doing this course, I really didn't think about my life in that way at all. I just thought, like, that's just life. Like, you're just getting along and you're just doing what you do. And oh, there's a bunch of things that you think about that you want to do that maybe you don't do because you didn't get around to it because you procrastinate or whatever. And I, at that time, took it on and I had to because it was actually an assignment. But when I saw how powerful it was, and one of the examples they used for me at that time was, think about a chair. A chair has four legs. If a chair was missing a leg and you went to sit on the chair, what would happen? You would freaking fall, right? Because there's no integrity in the chair with three legs. Now, unless the chair was designed to have three legs and it's like a tripod, right? But that's not how most chairs are, right? Most chairs have a square top and they have four legs and then there's a back. If you had just one leg on any corner of that chair that was missing and you went and sat on it, you would tip over in that direction. There is zero integrity in the chair. There is no wholeness or consistency in the chair or the weight of the chair. right? Its physics are off. You're going to fall down with the weight of the body. Consider that's your life. Where are you out of integrity in your life? When you make an integrity list and you write down all the things, and I'm telling you, I had no idea how big that list could get. It went from people I had not called back to emails I hadn't responded to bills I hadn't paid on time or bills that I was putting off. To cleaning closets, cleaning the garage, like all these things. Now, here's the thing. When you hear this, you're like, "Oh my God, Tara, like I'm going to make a list and then go do all these things." Well, no, here, because some of those projects could be really big and some of those projects could take some time and some of those projects you may need to prepare for, okay? So, consider this when you have all these things running in your mind, all these little tasks and to dos that you haven't gotten to, and they're in your mind, guess what happens? It becomes clutter in the mind. Let's go back to the mind is the garden, right? It becomes all these weeds in your garden. When you pull those weeds onto paper, okay, follow me. You pull those weeds out of the mind and onto paper. You're now giving them structure. You're cleaning out the mental clutter and you're putting these weeds in a compost pile. Let's just work an analogy here. You put them in a compost pile. What does the compost pile eventually do? It creates, it creates, it creates gold, right? It creates minerals abundance, and it creates this beautiful soil, right? Okay. Oh my God, I can't believe these analogies that I get sometimes. They're wild. I'm like, that's a really good one. I can see that. So, so you pull these weeds or these tasks, to dos, these thoughts, all these things that are running in the back of your mind, cluttering it, and you put it on paper, all the things that you haven't been doing or you haven't done that you've been meaning to do, put them on paper. Now, I have one that's called clean the garage. Okay. It's a big ass task and I haven't gotten to it. Doesn't mean it's the first one on my list. Then you prioritize. You take a look at that list and you prioritize that list. And one could just be like, call my mom back, right? Call your mom back or shoot her a text or something. Mark it off the list. You begin to mark these things off your list. And and if you don't get to all of them in say a day, or maybe you create a plan, you're like, you know what, I'll do 2 things on my list a day until my list is complete. Well, guess what? When your list is complete, you just have more. You just keep adding to the list, is kind of how it goes. But just start doing that. And you are going to be blown away at what happens. Because when you begin to clear out the mental clutter, it creates energy and space for creativity. When you begin to clear these things off of your list, it begins to create a clearance of energy to begin to flow into your life. Okay. Remember, everything is energy. Everything in our world is energy. Everything. There's not a single thing that's not energy. And if you have energetic clutter in your space, whether it be your mind, your house, your job, your car, it stops the flow of energy. So you want to get into the flow state. You want to get into the abundance state. You want to get into where miracles begin to flow into your life with effort, like effortless ease. And you begin to flow into this space. Create your integrity list and begin to mark it off. I promise you, you will see a shift. It is that simple. It is that simple of a tool. And I took it on in the last couple of weeks. And I literally had incredible creativity come through, incredible ideas popping off of things that I'm now in the space of creating. And I don't want to share them all just yet. And then I had an amazing miracle occur, which I have to not share yet either. And the reason why I say I'm not going to share these things yet is because they're very much in their infancy stage. And there's some things that I have to do to really make them come to fruition. And I just want to create and cultivate that space a little bit more before I open that up and open that door to share. But not only did I have these beautiful miracles in my life occur this week and the last couple weeks, is I also had an insane abundance and flow state of nature. And I actually want to post all the things on my Instagram page of the flow state of all the like the beautiful things from, you know, um, from what are they called? Dung beetles, pushing poop across the road to tarantulas to these beautiful flowers like seeding and to a nest. I look up and there's a nest right above me with a bird sitting in it. And I mean, all of these moments, roadrunners, all of these moments of bursting, teeming nature. And even yesterday, oh my God, we had a big deer event. It was kind of sad. It started off good, but then it ended sad. And but it was nature, right? It was this beautiful world around me that I'm very present to. And I feel very lucky and fortunate to be in a state of this flow where I capture these moments of nature and the world around me. And it's what I keep talking about, right? Your world is a reflection of the thoughts in your mind. And and really, I encourage you to take on this task. Write down your integrity list. Begin to mark things off. It doesn't mean you have to finish it all this week. It could take months to finish some of those things. But the moment you start working at it and chipping it off, it's all of a sudden everything starts to move again. Energy starts to move. If there's stagnation in your financial house, then check your financial integrity list. If there's stagnation in your health house, check your health integrity list. Are you taking your supplements or did you make that doctor's appointment or are you listening to your body? What will you do next? Did you get up and go to the gym when you said you were going to? Did you make the food that you said you were going to, or did you opt out and drive into the drive through and go pick up something that you know you shouldn't be eating? Like, what are those little things? And then begin to put them all on paper and begin to check them off, check them off, check them off. And I promise you, you will have this flow coming into your life and things will show up. You'll have more creativity. You'll feel lighter. You'll feel more energized. So that is the simple tool. It is an integrity list. Now here's the catch to the integrity list. It never ends. It just never ends. You're always putting your life into that whole state. And as you put more things in, you'll notice more things get added because that's just the way life is. But one of the things I learned when I did that practice every day back in the day is that when I didn't do that practice, I would notice how things got clunky in my life. Clunky things started occurring, whether it was people and their behaviors or bills, something happening where something was like, I don't know, like a bill collection or something like, oh shit, missed that bill, something stupid. But things of that nature would show up. And in that moment, I'd be like, oh gosh, I have to get back to my integrity list. Like, where am I out of integrity? Where am I out of wholeness? Where am I out of character? And that's the other thing is your character shifts when you get yourself back into integrity. You feel lighter, you feel more confident, you feel more at ease, you feel more at peace. Who doesn't want more peace in their mind? You feel more satiated, you feel happy, you feel calm. Who doesn't want that? Right? So that is the one of the most powerful tools I can think of to share with you today. I do want to thank all of you. We just had the beautiful summer solstice yesterday, and I hope you got out there and created something beautiful and you're stepping into this whole new time of summer. And summer has arrived. I was really fortunate and blessed to go on a summer solstice sunset cruise last night with a friend, and it was beautiful and amazing. And it was exactly what I needed after a very long and stressful week. And although the week was incredibly productive, it was stressful, but it was productive and lots of amazing things happened. And this was just a perfect way to button up, this season and enjoy it in good company and laughter and just peace and serenity and fun. And that's what's available. That's what's available. So I want to thank you all for tuning in this week. And thank you so much for listening. If you are enjoying this podcast, please do share it. Share it with a friend. It really helps. I'm very grateful. I had a beautiful listener reach out to me and do a consult with me, which was amazing. And I hope that any of you listening, check out the link below, get signed up for the heart healing and rewiring session. It's 90 minutes. It's going to be amazing. We're going to be on Zoom. It's going to be a beautiful experience. And I'm looking forward to seeing many of you join me. And let's create what's next for this summer season. Also, as we roll into fall, which is just around the corner. Oh my gosh. Anyways, have an amazing rest of your week. I look forward to catching up on the next episode. And until then, have a blessed and beautiful weekend. Take care. Thank you for coming on this healing adventure today. If you're starting to see how everything is falling into place for you, consider rating the show and sharing it with one of your friends. Keep that spirit alive and join me next week, same place, same time. Have a great week.